Okay, I'm back with painting a shorebird, and this is the underpainting I did with these three colors: a lighter orange, more intense red orange, and a turquoise. And then I hit it with the alcohol. You see how lovely that is? Doesn't come off. It's made on a homemade board, a gator board with a pumice gel that had some tinting in it. So, okay, so now I've got the picture established. I'm ready for the more traditional application of pastels. And pastels, like oil painting, are layered with dark to light. So, you know, this is pretty intense. It's not a perfect transition from the video. This is more turquoise of the color tones. A lot of blue greens in through here. You can see some of it, but it doesn't read quite as turquoise from the picture. But this is like a ultramarine, and I want to lay some of this in to establish some of the darker parts back here. There's going to be a lot of layering, and we'll see if this homemade surface does it justice. I want to create the layering around the bird, preferably not on the bird. And I haven't quite decided how realistic I want it, the water to be. If I'm gonna oops, I really don't want the up and downs. And go from there. That's about as much dark as I want. And this is, you can tell by the shadow that it's, well, it's either early morning or late afternoon, but it's actually late afternoon. This was in Sanibel when I went on a trip with some girlfriends, and we went out toward, I think this was toward where the lighthouse was. And some people are going to go, oh, I don't like that orange showing through. Well, pretty soon you're not going to see near as much of it. And traditional pastelists say that, oh, you should never blend. Well, there's sometimes I really want to just to fill in a little bit of the brightness that I see through there. I do want the subtlety of the orange, but I don't want it as bright. So here I'm doing the, oh, don't do that. And honestly, this is going to kill your finger after a while, because if I was doing this on sandpaper, my finger wouldn't last very long. This is not as gritty, but you see how it's toning down the background. I wanted the background to go into the background, and it was too warm at the present time, the way it is. So this is one way to push that orange back. And I still like it up underneath, because in that evening, I mean, I don't know if that you can see, you know, touches of warmth in the back of his feathers, and it was just a cool, really cool day. So now I'm gonna probably continue just to layer, laying it in. Starting to accumulate dust. I don't usually paint horizontally. You don't want to blow, you do not want to blow your pastels. So I'm going to get lighter colors now, bringing in some of the turquoise. And I'm coming right up to his head, his neck, because I can, the light will cover that. And I'm not trying to be real exact today, just give you an idea of, okay, see I'm pressing down a little bit more now because you see specific lines. But here, again, I need to fill in some of this. Blur some of this out. I'll be careful blurring, going with the shape of the bird. I'd rather come, I don't even mind, doing this. I can still see where he is. So doing little squiggles, connecting the lines, look and see where they go and how they move, and connect with one another. That gives the illusion of, or it helps with the illusion of movement. And you want them to be more subtle as they go out there. I want some darker green in through here. So I'm looking over at my palette. It's a pretty dark green. That's what a lot of the shadows look like. So keep in mind this is warm light, because it's in the evening. You see that long shadow, so you know it's either late night or early morning, or late afternoon. But when you look at the shadow color of these waves, there's a lot of green. So even strokes of green. So I'm going to just start putting some of that in there because that's what I see in the shadows. Just kind of rocking my hand back and forth, doing a lot of I'm going to hit some of that too. going to start layering some yellows. I know that's really bright compared to what's there, but I love color, so I should have taped that down. You can see where I'm holding on. Okay, that's not good. Looks kind of funny right now, but that's alright. I'm going to get a little more sandy color. It's kind of a fleshy tone. I'm just barely touching because I don't want this to be blended. I want it to look more textured. So barely touching. I want these colors to show through. Guess I should put my palette over here since I'm right-handed. That's a little glary. Let's see. I think I'll just turn that light off. I'll just put it over my pastels where I can see my colors. Oh, I don't like that either. Need a little more light. I want y'all to be able to see it. It's never great light. Oh, sorry about that. Well, yeah. It looks really green. It's not that green. Okay, so opposite of green is red. So I'm going to pull in some pale orange to tone that down. Maybe even I might even try a light. This is actually neon orange. It does not look like that. And I'm using this to tone down the green effect. I'm sorry, I've just got to put light on it. I can't. It's not going to be great for you guys, but I've got to be able to see. Alright, so I used kind of this neon orange on top of what we had there. If that's yellow. That purple, that shadow is really a purpley tone. Okay, I need a lot lighter blues to pull in the transition from the wave action to the shore. So I just picked up a lighter turquoise. This is where it's really flat, but the water is showing the sand color through, catching the light of the sun, reflecting the color in the sky. Hello, I can't think and paint at the same time. I'm just going to be quiet and paint for a minute. The best way to blend pastels is with another pastel. So right now that's kind of what I'm doing. is I'm taking this part of the painting that I didn't blur and blending with another pastel. I want that, some of that darker green to be a little further down. Or I might have put the other a little higher up. So, and the waves, the darker part of the waves is going to be on the left because the light is from the right. Shorter strokes further away. Pull some of this blue in where the darker green is, layering it so it's not all the same. Let's see. Add a little bit of that. As that shadow's darker, so I need that to be darker, and where his feet are to be darker. I want some lighter bits in the sand, but you don't want those lighter bits where the shadow is. just stand it up, look at it. Should never. Okay, underneath his tail, I need to smooth a little bit of this. That's not what I meant to do. Wrong color. The shadow on his legs is not solid. It's just indicated with kind of a broken line, so I want to do the same. Think of warm light, cool shadows. There's a lot, kind of a lime green in there. So I'm going to get a very pale lime green. Use that to kind of blend some things. You don't really see the waves crashing here. That pastel's a little hard and scratchy. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, that gives a feel of water to me. Might be a little streaky back in here. I'm going to pull some of that together by laying one of these colors over it and just muting those lines a little bit. Just another way to less detail in the back by just dragging it. That pulls your eye closer in. I like that better. I've got a lot of dust, so I'm going to tilt it and tap. And I'm going to stop this, and we'll begin again in a minute after I clean up my dust. Stop. Okay, got it.